Hi, welcome to Global One Media. Today, I'm joined by Julien Davy, the President and CEO of Tarku Resources, an exploration company currently working on several promising projects in Arizona in the United States and Quebec in Canada. Tarku is listed on 3 stock exchanges around the world. Hello, Julien. Thank you for joining us today.
Hello, Munir. I'm really happy to be here. Thank you for hosting me.
So Tarku has released new exciting results from the Silver Strike project. Can you tell us a bit more, please?
Yes, absolutely. On August 3rd, we released in another really good step demonstrating the viability of our Silver Strike project in Arizona. Those were grab samples and underground samples from the Solstice area, and we wanted to better understand more specifically the mineralization process in that area itself. So we know now that the high grade zones with values like 500s or 400 gram per ton silver equivalent, containing 480 grams per ton silver with values like 1% lead zinc combined. These are structurally related with the junction of 2 veins forming what we call a cigar shape mineralized zone or an ore shoot. And that is really important for us for the future of our drill program that is upcoming during the fall season of this year.
And your reliance on science and technology has been one of the key success factors in your projects. Can you please elaborate on that?
Yes, absolutely. Geology is a science, as you know, concerned with Earth, the features or rocks which it is composed, and the processes by which they can change over time. So you could be very lucky to find a mine in your backyard, but it is not how discoveries are made usually today. So like any science, knowledge evolved, and I could say that we better understand today than 30 or 50 years ago how mining deposits are formed, where the mineralization could be found, their chemical relationship, and all the indications to help us finding that deposit has evolved. So experience is important. That's why you have people like our chairman, Bernard Lapointe, or David Watkinson on our board. These are experienced geologists that made different discoveries in their career and work on several advanced projects. But the important is to remain up to date in terms of knowledge. And it's the same with the technologies we are using, which are finally tools that we are using to make our life easier by remaining on the lookout for any new technology that is, for example, able to acquire more rapidly data or to treat those data more efficiently. This is the most critical part. So another big part of the technological advances is to help us lower our exploration costs. That is why technologies are also used.
And what challenges have you faced in your projects in Arizona and Quebec, and how have you been able to overcome them?
Challenges, yes, that's a good question. Exploration is made of challenges, and the way to manage them, it's the most important. I could say that finding the right people was the most challenging part. As geologist, I've worked in several places in the world during my career, and part of the initial due diligence we do at Tarku when we look for a project is to see if we're able to work that project properly. So the first thing I did is to seek for the best geologists on that specific deposit we were looking for to supervise the work. And Mr. Alan Roberts is an incredible geologist we found, and he has a huge experience in that specific environment and that we are looking for at Silver Strike. The vendors were also local people. Mr. John Escapol is the fifth generation of prospectors and miners and in the Tombstone area, and so he has all the needed contact in the area. Permitting could be another challenge because it's different from what we know in Quebec, and again, that's why we hire the right people to do the right staking and to do the correct filing after that. In Quebec, we could talk about also challenges with the social acceptability, which is really important today in today's exploration world. It is normal for us to connect with local people as soon as we can during the process, and all along the process to keep contact with them. In our case here in Quebec is with the native people, and we make sure that we both understand each other's situation.
And it's good you talk about social acceptability, because that was my next question. I wanted to ask you how supportive are the communities in Arizona and Quebec for your operations?
I could say in general, they are really supportive. Again, it's an important part of our due diligence process to find the exploration project is to be working in areas where we are sure that we have the support of the communities. Exploration is expansive, so we want to be sure right from the start that we have that support. And after and all along the process of exploration, it is important to stay in connection with the community and to explain our exploration process. As much as possible, also, we're trying to hire local people, which make things really easier for a company like Tarku.
And how are you protecting the interests of shareholders and reducing dilution risk?
Interesting question. Keeping our capital structure is definitely critical for us. We are really fortunate to have a tightly held structure as of less than 80 million shares outstanding. At Tarku, we know that the first 25 shareholders of Tarku hold about 70% of the total shares. And thanks to our shareholders and to our project, our Silver Strike project in Arizona, we were able to attract sophisticated shareholder as Mr. Eric Sprott. But we also have a shareholder that understand our exploration business. And that's, to me, the best way to protect the interest of our shareholders is to have people that understand our business. It's a medium to long-term business. It's a complicated business, and we know that. So finding a mine, we don't do this overnight. It takes time. And I'm really fortunate to have the support I have right now from our known shareholders. Another way to preserve our dilution is to work hard on the costs of exploration. It's an expensive business, and money can be spent really rapidly if you don't do everything to lower that cost. So our contractors know that, and I'm constantly working on minimizing the costs of every steps we are taking.
Sounds very encouraging. Julien, thank you very much for the information and for your time today. We look forward to seeing the next updates and development from Tarku Resources.
It was a pleasure. Thank you for having me.